Can I have Commander Rich Esselwine, Department Commander for the Department of Pennsylvania, come up forward, please? We have something here for you.
On behalf of the Pennsylvania Department, Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War, we are proud to present a check for $500 to the National Park Service to help in the restoration of the 72nd Pennsylvania Monument that was damaged in a windstorm a few nights ago.
Wow. Thank you very much. That's very nice. Now we'll have some greetings from the U.S. Congress. Congressman Perry, question: was there more wind the other night to blow that off the stand than there is in Washington? I'm sorry, I just couldn't resist that. It was a great opportunity. Congressman Scott Perry began his working career at the age of 13 picking fruit at Ashcombe Farm in Mechanicsburg. Since then, he's worked as a mechanic, a dock worker, draftsman, and a licensed insurance agent. He is a 1980 graduate of Northern High School and the Cumberland Perry Votech School. Scott put himself through college while working a full-time job and graduated from Penn State University in 1991. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration Management. In 1980, Congressman Perry enlisted in the Pennsylvania Army National Guard. He attended basic training at Fort Dix, New Jersey, and graduated advanced individual training at Fort Belvoir, Virginia, as a technical drafting specialist. He graduated as the president of his officers candidate school and was commissioned as second lieutenant in the Field Artillery Branch. Lieutenant Colonel Perry served as a commander of the 104th General Support Aviation Battalion, which deployed to Iraq from January 2009 to 2010. In February 2011, Scott was promoted to the rank of colonel and recently assumed garrison command of the Fort Indiantown Gap National Training Site. He is a graduate of the U.S. Army War College with a master's degree in strategic studies. During all this time, he held jobs as a mechanic, dock worker, draftsman, and licensed insurance agent. In 1993, Scott started his own mechanical contracting firm, Hydrotech Mechanical Services Incorporated, which provides contract, construction, and maintenance services to municipal and investor-owned utilities from North Carolina to New York and specializes in large meter calibration. Scott's service to his community has included serving as the chairman of the Carroll Township Planning Commission and as a member of the Township Source Water Protection Committee. He was chairman of the Dillsburg Area Wellhead Protection Advisory Committee, and he served on the Dillsburg Revitalization Committee. He remains active in the Jaycees and held the office of Regional Director of the state organization. He also is a member of the Dillsburg Legion Post 26, Dillsburg VFW Post 6771, and is a Lion Club International member. Politically, Congressman Perry served 3 terms as Pennsylvania State Representative, establishing a record of dedication to the cause of protecting taxpayers' increasing interest in Harrisburg. While serving there, he was assigned to the Committees on Appropriations, Consumer Affairs, Labor Relations, Veterans Affairs, Emergency Preparedness, and Rules. In 2012, Scott was elected to serve in the U.S. House of Representatives, representing the good people of the 4th Congressional District here in PA, where he serves on the Transportation and Infrastructure, Homeland Security, and Foreign Affairs Committee. Please welcome Scott Perry, Congressman and Colonel Scott Perry.
Talk about windy, right? Wow. I just want to welcome you here today. If you're from here, we ask, of course, your indulgence. There's a lot of people that part of their dream in their life, it's in their bucket list to come to Gettysburg, and of course this is the year to do that, and so we ask for your indulgence. And for those who have traveled, welcome. As you can see, this is a fabulous place. Just a view, it's a fabulous place. And of course, it's a very special place, not only because of what happened here, but because of what our nation became because of what happened here. You know, and I think that obviously most folks have an obvious view of things that occurred, the battlefield and the North and the South and how they lined up and the give and take and the back and forth, and those are big things. But I like to, as well as those, I like to concentrate on some of the small stories and some of the obscure things you don't often hear about. And I just read one recently about a guy named John Kennedy. Now, not necessarily the John Kennedy you might know, but John Wright Kennedy, the Scottish son of Scottish immigrants who joined the 134th New York Regiment under the 11th Corps and came here to Gettysburg to fight. Now, his unit on the first day lost much more than half of the unit to either being killed, wounded, or being captured, and he was one of the gentlemen that was captured. Now, after some period, when he's transported to Richmond, he escaped capture and rejoined his unit and fought throughout the rest of the war. And after the war, he moved from his place, and he went out to South Dakota, and him and some other Civil War veterans started a little town out there. And they wanted to name it after somebody that they really admired, and that was General Meade. And so they petitioned the post office, the postmaster at the time, and they said, we think that this town in South Dakota should be named to memorialize Meade. Well, the postmaster at the time said there are too many other folks like you, and there are too many towns like Meade, so he disallowed it. And so what John Wright Kennedy did with his buddies is they named the town Gettysburg. There's Gettysburg, South Dakota. Now, it doesn't have quite the same history or impact that Gettysburg, Pennsylvania does, but to me, that's a story about America, just like the stories that you're going to hear, the big ones and the little ones here. The story about America, the story about Americans. This is about us, and this is about who we are and what happened here. The struggle for good and righteousness and equality. That all happened right here, and it turned the tide of a nation which could be a very, very different place. And so I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that we are able to come here and breathe this in over the course of these next few days and really remember what happened that 150 years ago, and just think today that it's cool comparatively to 150. It's cool. Think about walking through a couple of days carrying that musket and the wool uniform and the scope and the caliber of the people that fought here and that day to preserve what we enjoy this wonderful day. So I'm really very well privileged to be a part of these proceedings, and I welcome you here. This is going to be a fabulous event. I would also like to just take a moment to present, Charles, if you'll come up here, to commemorate this. I did a reading into the congressional record, and I want to make that presentation, what was read into the record to Charlie here today, to just make sure that, again, as a way of making sure that we never forget. We absolutely never forget the cost of freedom and what happened here today, and that we learned some wonderful lessons from that, so that maybe those kind of things never have to happen again. So Charlie, thank you very much. And we are privileged also. I know there's going to be an introduction. I got to tell you, I hope it's not as long, and it could be as long as mine, about the speaker here today. I've served, and he was the commandant when I was at the War College. He was the boss. He's got 2 stars, so in a way he still obviously is. But this gentleman trains soldiers from all around the world to learn what happens in war and battle and how to be successful. And I can tell you, as a War College student, one of the highlights is to come to Gettysburg, not only for people that live around here, but people around the world. And the significance and the impact of what happened here and how it happened is still relevant right now, right today, in battle, all around the world. And so that's the important thing, is that we are, and this town is still relevant 150 years later. Again, congratulations. Welcome to Gettysburg.
Poetry reading. The muffled drum's sad roll his beat, the soldier's last tattoo. No more on life's parade shall meet that brave and fallen few. On fame's eternal campground their silent tents are spread, and glory guards with solemn round the bivouac of the dead. No rumor of the foe's advance now swells upon the wind, nor troubled thought at midnight haunts of loved ones left behind. No vision of the morrow's strife the warriors dream alarmed, no braying horn, no screaming fife at dawn shall call to arms. Their shriveled swords are red with rust, their plumed heads are bowed, their haughty banner trailed in dust is now their martial shroud, and plenteous funeral tears have washed the red stains from each brow, and the proud forms by battle gashed are free from anguish now. The neighing troop, the flashing blade, the bugle's stirring blast, the charge, the dreadful cannonade, the din and shout are past. Nor war's wild note, nor glory's peal shall thrill with fierce delight those breasts that nevermore may feel the rapture of the fight. Son of the dark and bloody ground, ye must not slumber here, where the stranger steps and tongues resound along the heedless air. Your own proud land's heroic store shall be your fitter grave, because she claimed from death his richest spoil, the ashes of her brave. Then we will have two songs by the Camptown Shakers. And if you guys like this music, we will have a 45-minute to an hour concert at the Eisenhower this evening that you all can come and listen to. It's open to the public.